After Terence Crawford shocked the boxing universe by snatching a majority decision over Canelo Alvarez to claim undisputed super middleweight glory, the big question on everyone's lips is, could he take down a prime Floyd Mayweather? Beyond the win itself, what stole the show was how he pulled it off, dominating from range, flipping stances like it's nothing, staying ice-cool under fire and blending brains with brutal precision. Top insiders like Bob Arum are going all in, arguing that Terence Crawford's ambidextrous mastery and all-around toolkit make him the sole contender who could actually rattle, or even topple, Floyd Mayweather at his unbeatable best. Canelo Alvarez, who squared off against both legends, just cranked up the heat after Terence Crawford handed him a unanimous decision loss in 2025, stripping him of the undisputed super middleweight crown. Post-fight, Canelo didn't hold back. He flat-out declared Crawford the superior fighter, citing his unmatched adaptability, fight IQ, seamless stance switches, and rock-solid defense as the edges over Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather Jr. built an unbreakable legacy, retiring 50-0 with shutdown defense and belts from super featherweight to light middleweight. His game, lightning footwork, whip-fast hands, pinpoint counters, and a knack for dodging damage while dictating every round. He racked up 15 world titles in 5 divisions during boxing's grittiest era, routinely dismantling Hall of Fame challengers with ironclad reps. Echoing that perfection, Terence Crawford boasts an unblemished ledger too, stacking over 18 world titles across 5 divisions and etching history as the first man to go undisputed in 3 classes. As a switch hitter, he levels up with every weight jump, dialing in laser accuracy and killer finishes. His resume? Crushing elites like Errol Spence Jr. and, fresh off the press, Canelo Alvarez. The epic showdown between Crawford and Canelo etched itself into boxing lore. Stepping up in class, Crawford gunned for Canelo's pristine super middleweight hardware, and after a grueling 12 rounds, he clinched a majority nod. 116-112, 115-113, 115-113. Right out the gate, he owned the canvas with slick movement, stabbing jabs and surgical counters, weathering Canelo's relentless storm without cracking. Even bloodied over his right eye from heavy leather, he kept the throttle pinned to the end. Now, 42-0, he's the modern-era king of 3-division undisputed reigns, cementing his spot among the all-time elites. Just weeks ago, Roy Jones Jr. threw Terence Crawford into the GOAT conversation, crediting his elite adaptability and Hall of Fame traits like fluid stance flips, unbreakable balance, pressure-proof thinking, and dual-threat offense-defense. But Jones cautioned, a couple more marquee wars are needed to seal the deal. Still, these latest scalps against A-listers show Crawford's hype train is finally delivering on its promise. Keith Thurman saluted Crawford's clinic, breaking it down as a fundamentals masterclass fueled by ring generalship and savvy strategy. He spotlighted how Crawford weaponized his jab, angles, and spacing to diffuse Canelo's trademark power surge. Thurman had doubts about the weight hike, but Bud's velocity, precision, and poise flipped the script. He called out Canelo's uncharacteristic sluggishness and failure to adapt, dubbing the beatdown a blueprint in prep and polish. Canelo stayed dangerous but got schooled across the board. Fernando Vargas owned up to botching his pre-fight read, but Terence Crawford's execution left him stunned and converted. He raved about Crawford's laser-focused strategy, razor technique, canvas command, and non-stop accuracy. Vargas kept props for Canelo as a lethal icon, but conceded Crawford owned the night outright. Admitting his underestimation, he poured on respect for Crawford's elite dominance in that landmark conquest. Diving deeper, Fernando Vargas unpacked the toll on Canelo after nearly 70 pro scraps, a marathon career that's inevitably dulled his edge. Vargas argued that years of wars chip away at reflexes, snap, and endurance, even for a megastar like Canelo. His punch no longer packs the same thunder, and that signature explosiveness, fading fast. Al Bernstein zeroed in on Terence Crawford's wildcard edge, total unpredictability that keeps foes guessing. He doesn't lock into patterns, instead, he evolves mid-fight, wrecking plans for rhythm-reliant guys like Canelo, who thrives on counters. Without a beat to exploit, hesitation creeps in. Add Crawford's effortless orthodox southpaw toggles, and it amps the chaos, freezing setups and opening doors for unseen combos. Teddy Atlas has long championed Terence Crawford, insisting his edge transcends raw skill. It's that mental fortress of pinpoint timing, gut instincts, opponent dissection, and mid-battle pivots. Atlas hails the intangibles: cunning, sky-high IQ, and raw grit. He credits Crawford for scaling weights without skipping a beat and charging into the fire. In his eyes, Crawford is that once-in-a-generation force, a true champ mentality wrapped in undeniable greatness. When Canelo Alvarez crowned Terence Crawford over Floyd Mayweather Jr., it poked the bear, drawing fire from Floyd's uncle, Jeff Mayweather. Jeff sniffed hype-building tactics ahead of their clash, conceding Crawford's ring smarts might rival Floyd's, but slamming any notion he tops that defensive wizardry. Fighters hype wins by inflating the vanquished, he said, but Floyd's 50-0 empire stands supreme, respect all around, but legacy untouched. Roy Jones Jr. floated retirement for Terence Crawford post his monster upset of Canelo Alvarez, reasoning that scaling such heights leaves little left to conquer. He lauded the weight leap, the dismantling of a beast like Canelo, and snagging undisputed in a third class as career pinnacle stuff. While the world clamors for more, Jones ignited talk. Has Bud already etched his name in stone and earned a mic drop exit? The prime Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus peak Terence Crawford showdown boils down to priorities. Mayweather's ghost-like elusiveness, surgical timing, and range mastery that forged his 50-0 fortress and multi-division reigns. Flip to Crawford's shape-shifting versatility, dual-fisted pop, stance wizardry, and historic three-division undisputed runs via dismantling elite threats.